Good afternoon, everyone. Let's discuss today the area is National Education Policy 2020 Digital Information Environment. Now, in the National Education Policy, let me give some brief account of this. This policy is, it has come after a gap of 34 years. The earlier one published in 1986. And this policy is built on the foundational pillars of the accessibility of the education, equity, quality, and affordability. And a very important aspect in this is the accountability on both the part. The teacher's part as well as on the student part. This policy was drafted under the chairmanship of Dr. K. Kasturirangan. He was the chairman, and earlier the draft National Education Policy came in 2019, and it was uploaded on the MHRD website. And from there, lots of views, suggestions, and comments of stakeholders were collected. And then finally, through the Government of India, it was released as National Education Policy 2020. This policy has a great rooted in Indian ethos that contributes directly to transforming India into a vibrant knowledge society, providing high quality education. And the main motive of the policy is to make India a global knowledge superpower. And the emphasis have been given on curriculum pedagogy of our institutions. They must develop a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values bonding with one's country. The teacher and the student, they should have a strong bonding to our country and also play an important role and a responsibility in the changing environment. The main fundamental principles in the policies, it is having a flexibility, and it has a multidisciplinary aspect, and it has a strong relations where it can be changed from one discipline to another discipline. In the flexibility, so that the learner have the ability to choose their learning trajectories and programs. It is not concentrated only on the one learning system. If the students have inducted into arts, they cannot go to science, or science, they cannot go to humanities. It has a flexibility into it. And no hard separations between art and sciences, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. So it has integration of all the areas of knowledge, multidisciplinarity, and the holistic education across the sciences, social sciences, arts, humanities, and sports for a multidisciplinary world in order to ensure the unity and integrity of all knowledge. These are the fundamental principles. There are more aspects into this. Before going to the detail, let us understand first the intricacies of the National Education Policy. What are the important aspects it has included into its fundamental thinking? So besides that, it emphasizes on the conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for examination. What we have noticed that the present day system of education, even in the colleges and the university, is that if you want to check the students' knowledge, so we are having a term and examination semester systems. It emphasizes on the continuous evaluation of the system of the students. And it also has in its fundamental principles the creativity and critical thinking to encourage logical decision-making and innovation. What is important is in the higher education, besides the learning, teaching learning aspects at the graduation level, when the students go into the post-graduation or a research area, the students, they are given stress on the logical thinking, a creative thinking, innovation into it. And the other aspect is promoting multilingualism and power of language in teaching and learning. See, this is what we have noticed in our system is the language aspects. Students from the different places, they are coming at a different areas. Like in the Delhi, we are getting students from all over India, and their mother tongue is different languages. So what happens is when they come to a center place where the medium of instruction is English in most of the courses. So this policy in its fundamental principles stressed on that we should go for a multilingualism part. We should encourage students and teachers also to make it understandable even if the language is not English. So it has given into a multilingual aspects. And it also emphasizes on the extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, so that it can reach to all levels of the society, increasing access for the Divyang students also. And also the technology is inducted into the educational planning and management, even in the research aspect also. Another fundamental aspects into the education policy is that respect for diversity and respect for local context in curriculum, pedagogy, and policy, always keeping in mind that education is a concurrent subject. Here, the idea is that whenever we are drafting, whenever we are teaching, we should give examples of in the local context. And our curriculum across all levels of education, from early childhood care and education to school education to higher education. So there can be a continuity into the thoughts, into the topics from basic educations to the higher education. The other fundamental principles which included is teachers and faculty as the heart of learning process. The teacher or the guru has taken place the central positions in this teaching learning area, and therein providing facilities to the faculty, and also taking care of their environment and their recruitment, continuous professional development, positive working environment, and service conditions. Now, let me tell you, when we are emphasizing here on service conditions, you have noticed that, let's take the example of a Delhi University. Now, what is happening recently in the Delhi University is that we are taking care of service conditions of the faculty. Almost all the faculties at different, wherever they are eligible, they are getting promotions in colleges and in the university. Now in the colleges also, professorship has been given. And there are other benefits which the university is providing in terms of to the students and faculty also, that the e-learning aspects is also provided at the colleges level, a light but tight regulatory framework. At the same time, when the education policy is thinking you providing these facilities to the teachers and faculty, at the same time, they want that there must be integrity and transparency, efficiency into the system. And at the same time, they were providing autonomy, empowerment to the institutional level and to the faculty level also. Now, the other aspects, these are some of the basic fundamental things included into the education policy. Now, the other aspects which is emphasizing into the holistic multidisciplinary education. Now, into the multidisciplinary education, it has given emphasis onto the integration of these subjects. We have seen that the Delhi University is also collaborating with the other universities also. Like Delhi University is collaborating with the Jamia Millia also. A Meta University's concept created at some level and still going on. And the undergraduate will be from 3 to 4 years. And it has a facilities that a student can exit in these years, can exit at a first year also with the certification, and second year in the diploma level, and after 3 years one gets a degree, a bachelor degree, and in the fourth year they get a degree with research. That is the holistic multidisciplinary education system, and the system of 3 to 4 years education is there. Academic bank of credits. So the policy also emphasizing onto the credit system also. Even if the science students, they are learning art, or art students, they are interested in some subject of the science. So there is a system of credits, credit transfers. So these are the aspects included into the area. Multidisciplinary Education Research University will be set up and will aim to attain the highest standards of a multidisciplinary education across India. A number of initiatives will be taken to ensure optimum learning environments are created that are engaging and supportive and enable all students to succeed. There is an open digital learning environment, online and traditional in-class modes, a hybrid teaching type of an environment. They are stressing on both in the classroom environment and also through the online system. Also, one can go for its educational aspects. High quality support center will be adequate funds will be provided to encourage support to the students from the socio-economic disadvantaged backgrounds. Also, what here they are emphasizing is that there are a lot of money, a lot of scholarships are available to the students. Now, the other aspects which is emphasized in the policy is the higher educational institution cluster system, a knowledge hub that has to be created. And the other aspects which is emphasized more in this higher education aspects in national education policy is the professional education. The standalone agriculture universities or legal universities or health science universities, technical universities, and standalone institutions in other fields shall aim to become a multidisciplinary institutions offering holistic and multidisciplinary education system. The other important aspect is the people exercise pluralistic choices in healthcare. Our healthcare education system must be integrative learning, meaning thereby all students of allopathic medicine, general medicine, medical education area, they should have a basic understanding of Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, Ayush, or vice versa. So the emphasis is the holistic approach in the subjects, even if it is agriculture or medical or legal, they should have a knowledge of the different discipline. Ayush Mantralaya is also set up, you're already aware with. The other aspects in the this professional education system is preparing professionals in the area which is of cutting edge areas that are fast gaining prominence, such as artificial intelligence, big data analysis, machine learning, so biotechnology, nanotechnology, neurosciences, These are the areas where the emphasis have been given besides the health, environment, and sustainable living, so that the employability of the youth can be enhanced more through this policy. Now, onto the part of the student area, a learning environment and support for students. Institutions and faculty will have the autonomy to innovate the matters of curriculum assessment within the broad framework of higher education qualifications. The choice-based credit system will be revised for instilling innovation and flexibility. And higher education institutions shall also move away from high stakes examination towards more continuous and comprehensive evaluation. That was in the fundamental principles. Institution development plan, each institution, whether it's a university or a subject specialist institutions, they should have a institutional development plan also that they can improve upon their education system. High quality support centers and professional, academic and career counseling will be made available to all students. Even in the counseling in different subjects, the faculty, according to the latest requirements, they have to be trained to give counseling to the students, not only to solve their subject area, but also to solve their problems, social problems also, and also to help them in getting a proper placement for the jobs. Now, the financial support for students, efforts will be made to insensitize the merits of students belonging to socio-economically disadvantaged groups, like the groups which are gender identities are there, female and transgender individuals, they have been also given more financial support, and social cultural identities like SC, ST, OBC, and minorities are included in that area. Geographical identities like students in this group, those who are from the villages, small towns, and they are coming for a higher education, they will be provided with the financial support. And the other disadvantaged group is a disabilities area, where including various disabilities people, they will be provided in the Divyangjan, they will be provided a special financial support. And also socio-economic conditions where there is a aspects of migration communities, victims of trafficking, or the urban poor, they will be provided with a financial support. This emphasis is given in the SEDGs area, which is socio-economically disadvantaged group. And at the same time, the other aspects which is included there is in the distance learning and open learning, the emphasis has been given that they should be, system should be ready for the online interaction, online courses, online learning for these students. And internationalization of education will be facilitated through both institutional collaboration, students and faculty mobility, and allowing entry of top world ranking universities to open campuses in our country. But at the same time, it is noted, it is not going towards the privatization. No, that aspect is well taken into this policy. When we say the internationalization, that it is not going for a privatization. They want to make education system available for all strata of the society. this National Education Policy 2020 recognizes that the success of higher education institution is the quality and engagement of its faculty, and higher education institutions will have clearly defined, independent, transparent process and criteria for faculty recruitment. A faculty will be given the freedom to design their own curricular and different pedagogical approaches with the approved framework. This, of course, is already there in the system. Even in the university, like in the Delhi University, the departments and the faculty therein, they are having a freedom that whenever the new aspects and the new concepts, both at theoretical and practical level, they are developing, they can note down and they can incorporate into their day-to-day teaching and into their syllabus, and that syllabus can be revised and incorporated into the regular environment. So this is already there as far as the curriculum is there. Excellence will be further incentivized through appropriate rewards, promotion, recognition, movements into the institutional leadership. This is already happening at the institutional level also, or at the educational area where societies are there. The professional societies are there. There are rewards, there are recognitions. Our system is already there. Effective governance and leadership through a suitable system of graded accreditation and a graded autonomy in a phased manner over 15 years in higher education institution in India will aim to become independent, self-governing institution pursuing innovation and excellence. So the idea here is that the higher education system, you should have a proper control from top to bottom, having a board of governors and who will govern the whole education in the country, and then on to the different levels. Like Ministry of Education, this is the new concept have come. Earlier we are having a human resource development HR, the ministry. Now the this system has come. There will be, this is to regulate the whole environment. There will be a single overreaching umbrella body for promotion of higher education, the Higher Education Commission of India, which they are envisaging, the HECI, with independent bodies for standard setting, the Journal Education Council, funding higher education grants council, like we have a UGC as on today, accreditation, National Accreditation Council, NAC, already happening, and regulation, National Higher Education Regulatory Council. So this is the governing aspects this policy is planning. The Central Advisory Board of Education will be strengthened to ensure coordination to bring overall focus on quality education. The remodeled and rejuvenated Central Advisory Board of Education shall also be responsible for developing, articulating, evaluating, and revising the vision of education in the country on continuous or regular basis in collaborations with the MHRD and the other state education bodies. So there can be a proper coordination. This is what the Ministry of Education is now there. Whenever we say the higher education, besides the higher education, the other aspect which comes in the higher education, besides teaching and learning, is the research aspect. In the research aspect, more emphasis is given on the quality research. How the quality research in India can be visualized. So more emphasis is given. Here, some of the points I have read into the National Education Policy. One is the outstanding research as a core requisite for outstanding education and development. A continuous review of progress based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational experts. Now, what is happening is that in the research areas, whenever research is taking place in the universities or in the institutions from department level, there must be a continuous review of the progress of the research at the departmental level. And then it has to go to the faculty level. And from the different faculties of arts, science, management, commerce, and then it has to come to the university level. This is one aspect, continuous review of progress research, because there are two important aspects. First, that what we have discussed is the learning and education in higher education. What are the important aspects that we have discussed? The other important aspects in the higher education of a national education policy is the research aspect. So in the research aspect, excellent research should be there and continuous review of progress should be there. And the more emphasis is that we should plan our research. We should have a research which has the country, ancient culture, country's modern culture, and the knowledge systems and traditions in the country. So that aspect has to be there in the research, which is emphasized in this policy. Substantial investment in a strong and vibrant public education system, as well as the encouragement and facilitation of a true philanthropic, private and community participation. They say whenever we are doing a research, it has the connotations with the society. It has a relationship with the society. Whatever you do, either in science or social sciences or arts or humanities area, it must relate to the society. And when it relates to the society, either in the health sector, either in the environment sector, either in the behavioral part or in the cultural part, there are facilitations and encouragement from the private and from the community participation also. It's happening. A lot of philanthropic organizations, they are helping in the research area. So there is a need to systematically identify in this area. As it was there in the learning process and teaching process at the college level, in the normal bachelor degree or master degree, in the research also, the promotion of Indian languages, there must be emphasis of the language, if not at the writing part, but at least at the thinking level. See, whenever you are doing a research in any subject, the first that you are reading it. And when you are reading it, then you are analyzing and assimilation in your own way, in your own language also. And whatever new ideas are coming up, you first express in your language. You express in the multilingual aspects, and then put it into the official language of the research, whether that official language is English or Hindi. So the promotion of languages are encouraged. This is what is happening also at the university level. When a student is coming with us and we are discussing with the student research part, both in the English and Hindi language, and we are concentrating more on the innovative aspects, the thinking aspects. And they have also emphasized that we should also keep in mind the other, the traditional, our cultural languages. Sanskrit is there, Pali, Persian, Prakrit. And they are making efforts to make centers, national institute in these areas. In the research in higher education, this time, this policy emphasizes on the National Research Foundation, NRF. A new entity will be set up to catalyze and expand research and innovation across the country. The overarching goal of NRF will be to enable a culture of research to permeate through our universities, helping to develop a culture of research in the country through suitable incentives for and recognition of outstanding research, and by undertaking major initiatives to seed and grow research at state universities and other public institutions where research capability is currently limited. The NRF, National Research Foundation, will competitively fund research in all disciplines. Successful research will be recognized and where relevant and implemented through close linkages with governmental agencies as well as with industry and private organization, philanthropic organization also. So this is what the role of NRF, National Research Foundation, in the education policy is heavy. Now, before coming on to the structure part of this NRF, National Research Foundation, let me give you some more ideas as far as the funding and other things. See, when the draft was there and we were discussing about the National Research Foundation, in the draft it was mentioning, they have compared also both that what is the position of India at the international level in the research. And when they counted at an international level, then they were thinking in terms of World Intellectual Property Organization. Through that, according to the World Intellectual Property Organization, they have stated that about the patent or the real research which comes, the new ideas when we got the patent of it. It says the India made mere 45,000, approximately 45,000, of which 70% were non-residents Indian. They contributed in the patent applications. Whereas the USA is having 6 lakhs, 5,000, 6 lakhs, and India is having 45,000. And the China made 13 lakhs, USA is 6 lakhs. And this China, why it is 13 lakhs, 38,000 some number? Because they included the non-residents Chinese also, which are in US, UK and other countries. So this figure is just to make it clear that India really need more emphasis on the research. You know, that is the reason the UGC at some time, they made it compulsory that in the research, before you will submit your research, whether it is an MPhil research or a PhD research, you should publish the research. You should have a articles publication. Then only your MPhil and PhD will be submitted. So they have given emphasis on the research article, and now they have made it compulsory. Earlier, some 10-15 years back, there was no compulsion for a research article in PhD and MPhil. But now, because UGC is giving a lot of funding also, a lot of scholarships are there, and they have made it compulsory that research articles must come up. And if it is a really good research and more research articles are coming up, there is a possibility a new thought, new things have come up, which is having a patent aspects into it. That is the whole idea of NRF to come. And to make it more practical, the NRF will be given an annual grant of rupees 20,000 crores. This is an annual grant of rupees 20,000 crores to increase research and innovation actively, widely and across the country. 20,000 crores. In addition to the other financial help and schemes available by different organizations. So they are in addition to funds available from UGC, DST, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Atomic Energy, Department of Biotechnology, ICMR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, ICSR, and public and private funding agencies. Besides that, this is the additional amount they have given. And but at the same time, the eligibility for this NRF is the researchers from all universities, educational institutions, research institutions, colleges and schools, both public and private institutions. They are eligible to submit their applications to the NRF, and NRF doctoral and postdoctoral fellowships to bring, there are fellowships also in NRF. This is basically to encourage more and more research. When you submit your application, it will go through the various bodies in the NRF. The structure of NRF is the governing body will be there. And this governing body will be constituted at the state level also, State Educational Commission, Rajya Shiksha Ayog. So they will be the part, and under that there will be a division council in 4 disciplines: science and technology, social sciences, and arts and humanities. So in these areas there will be a divisional council, and members from India and abroad, they are the members in the divisional council. And the chairperson of the divisional council will also be a member of the governing body of NRF. And under this divisional council, there will be subject committees. Each subject committee will have 10 members. A joint subject committee will also for a multidisciplinary research. And then under subject committee, the chairperson of that will give a primary decision on the funding, and the governing body hold meeting with DC, the divisional council, and subject committee twice a year. So there are a lot of scopes, especially through NRF, in the higher education, that they can go ahead. The other idea in the research and also in the education, learning and teaching is the National Mission for Mentoring. They say in the research area, there will be a guru or a mentor shall be established with a large pool of outstanding senior and retired faculty, including those with the ability to teach in Indian languages, who would be willing to provide short and long-term mentoring and professional support to university and college teachers. See, this is the policy. We are discussing here with the national education policy in the higher education, and how it will take the shape in the coming years. We have to really see, and how practically it will be implemented into the system. That has to be seen, and government is very much willing, and there is a positive notes coming up. Institutions that currently fund research, I have already discussed on these aspects. These are the institutions for funding. Now, let me give you some idea that what is happening in the research is that these, the UGC and CSIR and other DST, they are giving a lot of money in the research. And what happened in the research is, I think this year, some 700 PhDs and other things awarded at Delhi University. And the different universities, hundreds of PhDs and postdoctoral fellowships being awarded. And the amount that the government is now spending, I remember when we did our PhD, we were spending money from our pocket, and in going for a data collection and going for searching the resources from one library to another library, that too manually. You know, we were going there and searching manual catalog, and then going from shelf to shelf, getting the journal, they're seeing their content pages, and the printed, indexing and abstracting things. Spending money from our side. Now, for each PhD, either they will be the JRF or SRF. If not JRF, SRF, then the non-net scholarship is also available. Now, I'll give you some idea, like research scholarships at the university, a junior research fellow, approximately, these are approximate data, 30,000 per month and some 8,700 rent, and then 20,000 rupees per year, and they are getting some 4,76,000 rupees. And for 2-year JRF, they are getting around 9,52,000 rupees. And SRF for another 3 years. So they are getting around 52,000 rupees now, including house rent, and 20,000 rupees per year. So that comes to around 6,44,000. So 19,32,000. So grand total of 5 years, 9,52,000 and 19,32,000 rupees. It comes to 28 lakhs of rupees. This amount is not included the cost of e-resources, the cost of e-journals, and the university and the institution is subscribing for the research. And it is not including the cost of faculty and the facilities in terms of labs and in terms of computer labs and research lab the institution is providing. So what I'm trying to say is, out of 28 lakhs of rupees, what is in return is coming to the society? Some 300 pages of PhD shelved in the library, with 2 research articles published for the country, and the utility, the application part, the advantages to the society. What are those? So even for a non-net scholarship, which is now the 10,000 rupees per month, non-net, all other students are getting non-net. I'm from Library and Information Science, Delhi University. So I'm giving example, almost all students, if we are having some 10 students per year, PhD registration, and out of 10, some 6 are net qualified JRF. And then rest of the people, 4 or 5, they are getting a non-net. 10,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees per month and 10,000 rupees per year contingency amount. So 1,30,000 rupees for 5 years, they are getting 6,50,000 rupees for each research, whether it is a JRF or non-JRF, some amount is given. And if you are a postdoc fellow, so I don't know what is current amount is, but some students did in our department also 50,000 per month plus HRA, and then 50,000 per year, some contingency, 24 lakhs in the postdoc fellow altogether. And what is the advantage to the society? It is signed by the scholar, signed by the supervisor, submitted to the, recommended by head, and submitted to the university or to the UGC. So with this data, I am trying to emphasize the more responsibility on the part of faculty and more responsibility on the part of scholar also, that they must realize that how they are doing it. whether the topics selected in the research is relevant in terms of area and I mean space and time. So your research must be relevant with that particular time frame and with that particular area frame also. Area means the geographical area I'm saying here. And in that geographical area, your subject area, and in subject area, your topic. So this is what I'm trying to say is, so if that is the case in the research at higher education, which now the government is thinking very seriously, and they have emphasized these aspects very systematic and seriously in the policy also, that when you are doing a research, when 20,000 crores per annum annual budget the NRF is having besides our funding agency. So you should also think logically and think practically and think what you can say nationally, emotionally, whatever you can say. You have to really think what research you are doing. That is possible only if you have a good research plan. If you have a research plan at the teacher level, the teacher supervisor level, what is the research plan of the supervisor? See, I have seen in the other places like UK and US and other developed countries, there the PhD registration, the research registration, the teacher is having his plan according to the way he is thinking in his area, that this is I want to do research in this area, and this is the first phase, second phase, third phase. And accordingly, the person is making a plan. First phase research topic will go up to this, and then the second and third. So research plan at teacher level is very, very important, which is practically, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seen, in my department. What is having at when you say to the research topic, there is 2 vacancy of the PhD in the department, and the scholar is interested in one area and he wants to do PhD, and that area teacher is full. And then he say, okay, I want to do PhD. I'll go to the other teacher where seat is available. And that the candidate is interested in PhD. And then he will change his expertise, he will change his thinking, and he'll say, okay, whatever teacher will suggest. So the teacher will suggest his thinking, and then the candidate will get registration. So it is a question of registration, getting a PhD. So what I'm trying to say, there will be a research plan at a teacher level, and there will be a research plan at the department level also. So at the department level also, we must call all the teachers and say, okay, what is your plan in the subject area you specialize is teaching for the years together, and let us make a plan of the department level in this particular subject, and your plan of the department then can go to the faculty of arts, faculty of humanities, faculty of social sciences, and so on. And then from the faculty level, it will come to the university. That is the university's level research plan at the university level. And university is such a position, even a faculty is such a position where they will say they have a direct link with the society also. Because university, they have at a higher position, they have accountability to the society also. And there are, from our, what you call public, they are member of the university court also, universities, executive bodies, they are members. So what I'm trying to say is that when it will come to the faculty level and the university level, then there is a lot of scrutinization, a lot of thinking, anyhow. So this is some idea. The other important aspect of this policy, besides the learning and education and research in higher education, so let us go to the third dimension of the education policy, is the digital information in higher education. What is the status of digital information in higher education? Now, when we say a digital information in higher education, both at the creation level of information and at the utilization of information. At the creation level of information, whether the information that is being created is in digital format and the information that is being used is in digital format. So we have to see both what is the availability of being used information in the digital format, what is that whole system is. See, in the higher education, when we see the available digital information in the area, we first go to our library. We go to the university library. What is there in the digital information available in the university library? And how the information is generated, the creation of information. See, all your PhD and all your MPhil degrees, your thesis, university has an instruction that you submit your PhD and your MPhil in the digital format. So they are always asking CD or DVD along with your thesis. So already that information is in the digital format, and now your university is going to a higher level also. And India, like in Finland, they are collaborating and they are putting a thesis databases. And they are asking all the university to provide a thesis in the digital format, and so that they can be there. So at the creation level, it is going on. But at the utilization level, when we are utilizing information, what is happening is in the digital format. So the technology being inducted there. Technology in education is an autonomous, here they have made a national education technology forum. So government has understood this aspect of technology part also to handle both the teaching and learning and also the information storage, preservation, and retrieval part also into it. Will be created, National Education Technology Forum will be created to provide a platform for free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning, administration. Appropriate integration of technology into all levels of education will be there to improve classroom process, support teachers' professional development, enhance educational access for disadvantaged groups, and streamline. Okay, fine. This is the technology is concerned. So we want the hybrid classroom teaching also, online teaching also. So all this material must be available, and such as SWAM and Diksha will be integrated across higher education. Higher education institution play an active and conducting research on disruptive technology and creating instructional materials and courses, including cutting edge domain. So they have emphasizes into the technology. So when we see a digital information, it's a part of a technology into education, technological part. Online education and digital education. So I have given some idea about also the online education also. So our open and digital learning environment is there. Online courses are being created, and we are into the digital content creation also, capacity building. This is what is happening now through the faculty development program. So whosoever experts, they are coming, their ideas and the discussion amongst the participants is creating a, knowledge, is creating a information on that particular aspects. Now on to the digital information environment in higher education is concerned. Digital, what is happening now throughout the country. And as on today, we are having lots of digital information happening. There are social medias now being used in research and in the education also. So this particular aspects of a digital research, a digital information environment is both, I'll put it like digital information environment in higher education, both in the teaching and learning and into the research. So we all are using this. We all are using Facebook, even in the teaching also. See, institutional websites, they have a Facebook page also. Like Delhi University and other institutions, they have a Facebook page also. And they have a WhatsApp account or email account or a tutor, and ResearchGate is there. The researchers, scholars and supervisors, they are participating into the ResearchGate environment. Academia.education, so they are participating into that area also. E-learning environment happening everywhere, and the many higher education institutions, they have established through the faculty development program, they are creating an e-learning portal also. And already the environment like Kindle through the Amazon have a lakhs of resources on the Kindle, and both in the popular area and also in the academic area. Lots of books are there, and this is the in free ebooks portals are there. And besides these popular things available on the net, we at our national level, we are having lots of institutions which are in the digital information environment in higher education. They are actively working very hard. We have UGC InfluNet. Now, UGC InfluNet, it's a information and library network. They have lots of information. And they are the InfluNet is a major institution in the country, especially related with the higher education, providing teaching and learning information also and research information also. So UGC InfluNet, I have given here a link in influnet.ac.in. Besides InfluNet, there is CEC also, Consortium for Educational Communication. See, you as participants of library and information area and other faculty or at the librarian level, or even a teacher, you should know where this information is available. You are already masters in one area and you are getting all your information from that, because see, the subject people, they also know where much of the information is available, on which journal, which portal, which area, which institution. So besides that, there is a common platforms are there, like CEC, Consortium for Educational Communication. They have a Vyas channel, a regular television channel is there, and they have a cec.nic.in, and then IGNOU. See, the one important aspect of IGNOU, which is very good, is that IGNOU is preparing a course material at a graduation and master level. Now research also, both printed and a multimedia format also. E-Gyan course, course.ac.in and ignu.ac.in. You will find a lot of good material for our teaching. And see, one thing I want to emphasize here is that being in Delhi University, I can make use of UGC InfluNet, I can make use of CEC, and I should also make use of IGNOU. Why not? See, it is the availability of information. When the information is available there, read it, learn it, grasp it, assimilate it, make a knowledgeable person, use your wisdom and then communicate to your students. So why not to use the IGNOU material? And their universities and higher education institutions like IITs, IIMs and other institutions, they do have a very good e-learning portal, e-resources, which are available if you will become a member of. There are a lot of consortiums, IITs consortium, IIM consortium, they are having a digital information, lot of digital information of where you can be a member and you can get all those information. And government has given emphasis on the National Commission, National Knowledge Commission, for taking care of how the knowledge should go in the country in the different subjects. And see, this National Digital Library of India, MHRD and IIT Kharagpur project, and this is the URL ndl.iitkgp.ac.in. And it says there पढ़िए 65 lakhs से अधिक किताबें हैं, वो भी बिल्कुल मुफ्त. So National Digital Library of India, in list where UGC is providing lakhs of books there. And National Mission on Libraries, I have gone through this National Digital Library of India and National Mission on Libraries, Ministry of Culture. They are having a networking of government libraries. And through NIC is also now there, indiaculture.gov.in. You will find there good number of libraries are there, and their resources. First is, when we say the collaboration, first is the availability of the resources. And once the availability of the resources are there, that this book or this document is available there, then the second is that document is in the e-format. If it is in e-format, available in all of the country. If not, then at least you are getting an access that this is available there. You can go for an interlibrary loan type of a system. And then National Mission for Manuscripts. Our cultural heritage in different languages, in different subjects. And those who are really doing research, they will find, let us say, the history of zero, shunya, or the Aryabhat, or astronomy, on the medicine. There are lots of manuscripts are there, which is the basis of our development of knowledge. So you will find a lot of interesting things are now the government is giving emphasis on, let us collect all the manuscripts together and let us catalog them, and let us go through their content part also and give some content summary. So through namami.gov.in, you will get access to the National Mission for Manuscripts. And of course, National Library is there. National Library Calcutta, which is having good resources. And Asiatic Society Bombay. Asiatic Society Bombay is having a good collection there. And in the National Library, the history of science and other areas, you will find a lot of old volumes of the journals. They are from the very beginning, still there in the National Library. And National Archives of India, Abhilekh-patal.in. This Patal, Abhilekh.patal.in, will give you an access to archives and the learning. A lot of things are there. You can interact there and having a archival material related to our country, freedom documents also, and other archival material. Besides this, now in the country, from the long days, we have a National Science Library. We have a National Science Library is there a part of a CSIR. And they have a traditional knowledge database also, TKDL project, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, yes. And National Science Library, which is there in the NISCARE of CSIR, National Medical Library in Delhi, and National Agriculture Library, which is there in the Pusa area. And then Raja Ram Mohan Rai Library Foundation, which is a part of Ministry of Culture, rrlf.nic.in, is also supporting, a public knowledge, a library, a foundation which is giving access to the Indian books in different languages. And they are supporting a lot of public libraries in the country and a lot of other institutions also. And other, this digital information environment, besides these government institutions and which are working in the information area, besides this, these CSIR, ICMR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, Atomic Energy Commission, Weather and Earth Science, Indian Space Research, DRDO, ICSSR, Indian Historical Research Council, World Affairs Council, they do have the now, see, almost all these councils, they have also emphasizing on collecting the digital information in their respective area, and they are working very hard and very nicely. They have digitized their resources for public or through their membership. Now, besides that, my stress is also, I want to emphasize giving a stress on the library resources for a research plan. Resources available at a university level. First, you check up what is available at a university level, at your organization, then or at your institution. Then see resources at an inter-university level or inter-institutional level, and resources type. In the research, we always say, okay, books are there, journals are there. Let us go for the original research, original article, original concept, original book written by that particular researcher, scientist, the author who is the father in that area. Resource type. You must get hold of whatever topic you are doing in the research. Another very important aspect is the human resources. In the research area, try to get a list of 10 people who are expert in the area in the country. 10 people who are expert in the area in the country in physics and in astronomy. 10 people in social sciences. So human resources are very, very important, which InfluMNet is trying to make a database of that. I'm sure a person will be there who will giving a detailed information about each of these institutions, that what exactly they are doing, what are the data available in those information portal. Human resources are very, very important. See, this faculty development program, what they are trying to do, what I'm thinking is that a lot of people are coming there and interacting. We all are interacting with each other. And if we are able to store this interaction, store this information, that will be a single one component of human resource that you have. What I feel is that, being in the university, when you are getting lakhs of rupees per month, for what? Giving your knowledge. And throughout my whole life, maybe crores of rupees I'll get from the university, and person will get retired and all his knowledge will go away with him. And university has spent crores of rupees on the individual. And what university is left with? Only thing that during that individual trained people, giving education, part of research, but his knowledge see, this knowledge accumulation and knowledge transfer, whether the person is there or not, but his knowledge has to be transferred to the next generation. So what exactly are we making a human portal, human resource database, knowledge database at the university level or at the country level or in different subject level? So human resources are very, very important. Librarians have to must act on this and collect a data from the subject expert that, okay, tell us these 10 people in the country, 10 people in that area, and make a list. If possible, all their email or contact level, and if possible, if they have audio, video things available. Okay, next is the resources at a local, state, national, and international level in that particular area of research. So the librarian and the information scientist, they have a much more responsibility besides performing a library work. The research work, part of a research also, content analysis work is very, very important. So both at local, state, national, and international level, and be a part of a research program. Okay, now let me tell you very frank, the ideas that I have used during this discussion in slides, I have taken from the National Education Policy 2020 and also from the ugc.ac.in. They do have this National Education Policy 2020, the part related to the higher education. And with this, thank you very much. And I'll be more happy if the people will interact with me.